Yo, yeah, as a lot of you can tell easily, my upload schedule has not been in the greatest shape. Not just that, but with my recent video also being a complete flop compared to the other videos that I already have up. So I decided to change things up for the channel. Yep, that's right, baby. Another revamp all over again. Fuck. But at least this time, I'm just gonna have the videos that I already have up on the second channel. And now this channel, which is my main, is just gonna be for analog horror. So yeah, anyways, enjoy the video. So, as of recently, well, more like nearly a month or two already, I've been streaming a bit here and there on Twitch. And I know I stepped off of it for years, then just recently came back and got close to getting affiliated. But regarding all of that though, some of my streams have been here and there with different categories of what I chose to stream. But one particular category that's actually helped with growing the viewers on this channel is analog horror. It's analog horror. Thing is, I'm not that well versed in the genre all that much, but ever since I caught a glimpse of one Nagoon's video talking about the Mandela catalog, this genre had pretty much held me in for a couple of years now. In a way, it's like people just liked a random prompt to work off of to make these series. While some series are absolutely amazing of what they're working off of, some actually being creative enough to go into real world scenarios and expand its own universe like the Monument Mementos. While other series just have a weird tendency to either flop completely on their face, or it's the creator's first time trying to make something that can actually stick well. Either way, a series that I've grown to recently love is The Man in the Suit. As I was talking about certain analog horror series working off a random prompt, this one is definitely one of the best I have watched. The Man in the Suit is about, well, a man in a Godzilla costume, but with analog horror fashion, the man is transfigured and utterly mutilated beyond repair as some kind of way to fit completely into the suit. As time progresses, the man is now beginning to go on a rampage in old Godzilla style fashion. Also during this, I thought maybe, just maybe, we might get a small glimpse of a bit of Shin Godzilla being inspired into it, since the creator did include somewhat of an atomic breath that Godzilla would usually do in the movies. However, we got something even worse. Instead, we got boiling blood being shot out of the creature's mouth, which, if you're asking, yes, this boiling blood will absolutely kill. As we found out in the later episode where he just vomits into one of the costumes that houses the person inside and killed them. Not just this, but do not get near him, especially if you are in a costume of some sort with plenty of room still inside of it, because just one quick nibble and you will be transfigured into the suit as well. But enough of spouting about how he works. The story behind it is really interesting, and I do highly ask of you to watch the series. As I've said it again, this is one of the best series that I've been ever recommended by one of my friends. However, the main point of focus I always look forward to is the quality. As the series progresses over time, just like how others do, the quality surprisingly gets a whole lot better. Starting off of just showing old Godzilla movie clips to eventually showing a whole chase scene that's ends with the supposed death of the man in the suit. By far, this series for me is at least a solid 9 out of 10. For the next one, I did have my eyes on this series for quite a while, but I'll say this at the moment. There is an epilepsy warning, so skip to this timestamp if you do not want to see that.
Citizens of Gotham, vengeance is coming.
As I said, I was originally going to make my own video talking about this upcoming series, but I really couldn't find myself to do it, so sorry about that. Anyways, this series is literally just about Batman, but more so the twist of What if Batman became more deranged and more aggressive after the murder of his family? So far into the series, he is shown literally mutilating people in gruesome fashion and, well, also kidnapping. In the first episode we see him in, he is breaking into the Elizabeth Arkham Asylum, where he just kills Poison Ivy, Man-Bat, and even the Killer Croc. And after he does this, he just flat out makes the Joker even more unstable. I'm not joking. He had tormented him so badly to the point where he had developed some kind of PTSD. So let's just skip over a few more episodes just so at least I can retain some viewers' attention span. We find out that all of Gotham's notorious criminals are let loose, similar to the DC universe and all that stuff, whatever. The Bat had also developed his own way of cleansing Gotham completely, and we also get at least one protagonist in this, which is Azrael, who had killed Dick and taken down Firefly and Killer Moth. I forgot to point out, but the Court of Owls are also involved in this, but in a way of it's just kind of a cliffhanger at the moment, so hopefully we do get some kind of update about them. But in the process of trying to form a halfway decent opinion about the series, it's overall kind of lackluster. There's moments in the series where the horror aspect of it just kind of falls flat. But the story at least tries in some way to help pick up that pace. Don't get me wrong, this series has the potential to become better, but what it lacks the most of is just good storytelling. Not just this, but in the same words of ABA short films, this series somewhat leans in more towards the premise of classic creepypasta stories. While the idea of Batman being turned evil isn't exactly overplayed from what I've seen so far, this series has a long way to pick itself up and just polish off to at least be good in some way, shape, or form. So for now, this series will get at least a 6 out of 10. And this is just me being optimistic. If this was the other way, I would have gave it the same rating as ABA did. Well, I mean, shit, that might just wrap up the whole video. Wait. Oh, god damn it. Do I really have to fucking do this late into the video? Ugh, fine, I guess I have to do it. Alright, you fucking creatures, come on, it's your turn up. So, I'm going to address this now while reviewing and editing this script. I found out recently that apparently Urban Spook is having 2 final episodes to wrap up his Painter series overall. And I'll say this now, please, Urban Spook, do not disappoint with these, alright? Please. Now, since I had to make an exception for Urban Spook, let's talk about the infamous 606 2006 video. And to sum this one up, it's just absolutely shit. Look, I'm going to try to at least stop myself from cussing in any way in this video, but dear God, if you're using the death of Steven Hillenburg and saying simply just see you in hell, then that is just completely fucked overall. Not just this, but in similar fashion to the Bat series, except worse, that this video is just a creepypasta mixed with shock horror. I know I forgot to talk about the quality of both the Bat series and 606 2006. While sure, the SpongeBob video is overall bland and dear God, nearly gave me an epilepsy just watching it halfway through. At least the Bat series tries to pull itself together. Not just this, but the story is just absolute garbage as well. In a way, the 606 video is trying to portray Steven Hillenburg as a murderer somehow, which confuses not just me, but a whole lot of other people as well who have watched it. In a way, the perspective of the video is just in the eyes of his supposedly deceased wife and saying how much of a bastard Hillenburg is. Not just that, but the same creator also supposedly had the Void Descendants video, which had also been taken down. But this is just the worst and sloppiest editing I've ever seen. The video starts out in a weird way, just blasting our ears off with the sounds of Morse code. Meanwhile, the whole video is similar to a Google presentation. You have 1 frame per like 5 seconds mixed with bad AI voices, which doesn't really make sense.
Bob, have you found something?
A few minutes later,
Have you found the tracer yet?
1 eternity later.
Later in the video, we get our ears blasted off again as SpongeBob just kind of appears but in a black silhouette, and constantly muttering the phrase Jonas or Jonas, which we have no clue who that is, and with how low quality the video is, I wouldn't want to join either way. Halfway through the video, we get what looks like to be a wanted poster, as it says, Void Death Welcome Steven, and we will pick you up in 11/26/2018, which, if you don't know, is also the same date that Steven Hillenburg passed away on. So either the creator wanted to personally dig his own grave by overall taking a piss on Steven's death, or again, all of this is just for shock horror. The ending of the video wraps up as it's just the SpongeBob outro, but in reverse. Now, onto the rating of this absolute dumpster fire. The rating will stay the way it is, as the 606, 2006, and Void Descendants videos will both get a 1 out of 10. Do not ask me to rewatch these. Well, with all that done, I also wanted to point it out that I have a Discord server opened up. While I don't have a lot going on in the server, I wanted to open up just in case any of you guys wanted to come in and recommend me a series that you'd like to see me talk about or just review them, as this channel will again be mainly shifting towards analog horror completely. A lot of the gaming related stuff is still going to be on the other channel, so go check that out as well.